This is what surrounds us for almost our entire lives. From a billboard in real life to a photograph on social media, such as Facebook or Instagram, even this video that you're watching has a preview image like this, for instance. Specifically for this video, I'm going to create a clickbait. With this preview image, I wanted to show you an example of clickbait on YouTube. This is what surrounds us for almost our entire lives. Well, there's a lot of clickbait in our lives. But the most common, one that we encounter in everyday life, absolutely every day. This is definitely clickbait with more food. To illustrate this more clearly, we're heading to the stores. Well, since we don't have a car to speed up the process of going to the supermarkets, we decided to take a taxi. In the stores, we were picking items from completely different categories, such as from various sweets and even a variety of cat food. The most important thing, guys, is that items that can get squished during transport should never be thrown around, so we're going to pack them very carefully. Otherwise, they will just get squished and definitely won't look like they do in the picture. After we bought everything, the most interesting part, in this store, we loaded the purchases into the car and headed to another store. As you can understand, the selection in the stores is a bit different. By the way, the process was also sped up because we were with Artem, not just the two of us. We also had some friends helping us. While we were going through one aisle, they were going through another. And time was very important to us, since some items, like pizza, which needed to be heated, could simply lose their appearance. But even despite that, we only just finished by the evening. In total, we bought about 200 different items. Pizzas, burgers, cottage cheese snacks, cheese bars, all kinds of instant noodles, rolls, confectionery, teas, and a whole lot more. And now, let us carefully take pictures of the chocolate bars and thoroughly compare them closely with what is clearly shown on the packaging. So, we took pictures of all the chocolate bars and now we can compare them with the packaging. Chocolate on the table, hazelnut. It doesn't look anything like what was shown on the packaging. In the broken chocolate, it was really hard to find a nut, although every now and then something similar would show up. Well, even on this piece of chocolate, there's clearly not as much as what's drawn on the picture. And as for the taste of the chocolate, well, it's just average. Chocolate, Ritter, Sports. Overall, the filling is similar to what is shown in the picture, but nevertheless, there's much less marmalade there than what's shown on the packaging. Well, the chocolate actually tastes pretty good. Ritter Sport chocolate with rum, raisins, and nuts. The chocolate completely matches the photo on the cover. The chocolate was milk chocolate with figs. A piece of fig, of course, is there, but not on all the pieces. To find them, you really have to make an effort. Well, it also tastes quite nice. But it's still chocolate. I think chocolate can't be bad. Milka. Caramel chocolate. The caramel is definitely not as bright yellow, there's not much of it, and it doesn't look that appetizing. But still, it's very, very tasty. Just like in the picture. But still, it's very, very tasty. After taking pictures of all the chocolates, you can basically come to a conclusion. Most of the chocolates do match what's shown in the picture. But there are still some shortcomings. Now let's move on to the next category of food. This time, I won't go into detail about each product or take separate photos. And it describes all its characteristics. Let's just compare. What's on the packaging and what's inside the package. Here we see a roll with a lot of meat, vegetables, and so on. So what's inside? A small inconsistency. It turns out to be some kind of mismatch. I would even say, probably, it's a big inconsistency. But it's worth noting. When you go to Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC, their advertising banners say that this image is just a creative work. It's not a demonstration of what's in the package. Well, I mean, in reality, there is already some misleading clickbait, but they kind of inform us about it to some extent. Even if it's in small print, somewhere you can't really tell where, it's there. Now let's compare these burgers with what's in the picture. Whopper! In the picture, it looks thick, big, and loaded with a lot of filling. But the Whopper in real life is extremely squished. And the filling doesn't spill out like it does in the picture. You can also see in the picture how it looks layer by layer, as if there's really a lot of filling there. And here, to find the filling, we need to at least take off the top part. As you can see, there is definitely a difference. So, clickbait. In the egg, the burger in the picture looks like a neat burger with a lot of filling, and it clearly isn't squished. Here we see a lot of filling, but from the top it's messy. Some might call it clickbait, but it really is big, thick, and filled. The other two burgers are similar to the picture, looking relatively presentable. It looks messy from the top. Some might call it clickbait, but it really is big, thick, and filled. The other two burgers are similar to the picture, looking relatively presentable. Lifting the top bun reveals a mess. If we nitpick, there's a noticeable difference. Although if you lift the top bun, then, well, it's kind of so-so. If we really nitpick, there's still a big difference. Next, we'll check out the bites. Although I would say it's clickbait, bites in the picture, and bites in real life. Maybe you didn't get it, but let's go over it one more time. Bites in the picture, and bites in real life. Well, maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe the small bites actually match. What the heck? Guys, be honest, has anyone eaten the small bites from here? No. Honestly, no one has eaten them. All the bites that are here, I can fit them in my palms. To be honest, I often buy bites, and this is what I see. The first time, small bites in the picture, small bites in real life. This is definitely clickbait. Again, let's remember that KFC informs everyone that the image is just a creative work. Well, still, let's be objective. Who even reads this? Personally, I only read this when we started filming the video about it. And we saw this completely by accident. But even despite this clickbait, I doubt I'll stop going to KFC because, well, I really like eating there. But I hope the owners of KFC watch this video and start giving me a little bit more bites. Because, well, I really like eating there. But I hope the owners of KFC watch this video and start giving me a little bit more bites. I'm counting on you guys. We also bought these cheese medallions at Burger King. Look over here. And we're looking at the picture, so I cut up 5 more medallions. And they all look like this. One of them turned out to be empty. Well, anything can happen. Alright, I guess it's time to wrap up the food from there. Let's move on to the alternatives. These are semi-finished burgers. They are originally sold frozen, and then you need to heat them up. We peel back the film, heat it in the oven, and it's ready. The burger looks quite similar in the picture and in real life, but only from one side. Yeah, and overall compared to the picture, it looks pretty squished. So in essence, this is clickbait. Now let's take a look at the pizzas. You need to heat the pizza for 10 minutes in the oven at 220 degrees. Basically, it looks similar, and there wasn't any clickbait here. Now let's move on to the next pizza. As I noticed on the packaging, everything is much brighter and more beautiful. There are also more tomatoes and cheese, so there's a little bit of clickbait. And there's one last pizza left. I don't even know if it makes sense to heat it up, because I can see that there's definitely a lot going on here. Next, we're going to look at ice cream. We took 3 different types. Cake-like, cup-shaped, and ice cream bars. Let's start with the nuts. There are a lot of them here. And here, well, they are there. Of course, well, not exactly as many as in the picture. But they are there, right? I think you can count them on your fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 26. Something tells me there are a few more of them here. Alright, let's move on. We're cutting it. And we see this kind of picture. I don't even know what to say about this. But in my opinion, it looks not like in the picture. You can see a lot of chocolate on the edges, but along these edges, well, not that much. Now let's take the cup ice cream. It shows that a lot of condensed milk appears here when you take a bite. Is it like that or not? Let's take a look. I took a bite. That's about the same amount as in the picture, and there's no condensed milk at all. I don't know, maybe I need to take another bite. This little black spot, this condensed milk. I'm not an expert, but I definitely think there are some discrepancies. Even in the cross-section of the ice cream, there isn't that much condensed milk. So what conclusion can we come to? An obvious clickbait. There's not that much condensed milk here. Not even close. Once again, guys, I want to clarify. What I'm criticizing is that the appearance of the product doesn't look like it's shown. This doesn't mean that I'm trashing this product. Everything that was in this video is definitely very tasty. That doesn't mean I'm trashing this product. Everything in this video was definitely delicious. I'm just pointing out that the producers are clickbaiting, so they embellish the picture a bit, like almost everything, and everyone in this life. Clickbait has simply taken over our lives in our daily lives, You can't just trust ordinary, everyday pictures. You absolutely have to check everything each and every time, open everything up, cut absolutely everything to see all of the insides. In this world in the 21st century, there are far too many discrepancies. Too much advertising, and an overwhelming amount of clickbait. I don't even know if it makes sense to continue this video, because what I wanted to prove I've basically already proven. Well, I'll now show you some of the remaining products just in photos. Without any comments, like... This video has certainly come to an end. Everyone can definitely draw their own conclusions, but I seriously doubt that anything will change. Manufacturers are unlikely to put images on packaging. More truthful, because... why? And customers are unlikely to pay much attention to this. Just like you, I don't care, because I couldn't care less about how these products look. The most important thing is that they are damn tasty. Well, that's all for now. Good luck to everyone and goodbye.